Hello and welcome to Top 10 Coolest Stuff. Natural disasters are a scary topic, because while we can do things to lessen their impact, there's no way to necessarily stop them. Whether it's tsunamis, flooding the unfortunate cities in their paths, or hurricanes leaving coastal locations in pieces, the ocean has its fair share of natural disasters. Mother Nature has some forces you never want to go up against. Another one of these are landslides, an event in which several forms of mass is wasted, causing things like debris flows, slope failures, and rock falls. Anything from soil erosion to earthquakes to simply just gravity can cause one of these frightening events. So today we're going to take a look at the top 10 landslides. Before we get started, please leave a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Number 10. 2008 Cairo landslide. On September 6 of 2008, a pretty severe landslide occurred at El Daweka, an informal settlement in the east of Cairo, Egypt. While no one knows exactly what caused this specific landslide other than fate, the common belief is that the soil had eroded because of leaked sewage. After the initial landslide, about 70 tons of boulders followed, flattening what was left of the town. Unfortunately, 119 people died from the event, and those that managed to survive were left without homes. Number 9. Frank Slide. On April 29, 1903, a massive rock slide occurred, burying part of the mining town of Frank, Northwest Territories, Canada. Around 120 million tons of limestone rock slid down Turtle Mountain, obliterating the eastern edge of Frank, the local railway, and the local mine within 100 seconds. Multiple factors contributed to this event, such as the weakened internal structure of Turtle Mountain because of the frequent mining. It unfortunately killed around 70 to 90 members of the town, making it one of the deadliest landslides to occur in Canadian history. Number 8. Thredbo landslide. On July 30th of 1997, at the village and ski resort of Thredbo, New South Wales, Australia, this catastrophic landslide occurred, destroying 2 ski resorts and killing 18 people. About 1,100 tons of liquefied earth and debris rained down, tearing apart buildings and collapsing roads in its path. Water, heavy rain, and melting snow are to blame for this particular landslide, as well as the unstable hills the ski resorts resided on. Number 7. Kait landslide. The Kait landslide occurred on July 10, 1949 in Tajikistan, which was at the time part of the Soviet Union. The landslide buried a whopping 33 villages and, unfortunately, killed around 28,000 people. The event was caused by the 1949 Kait earthquake, which took over 7,000 lives itself. The news of this tragic event was kept from the public until the fall of the Soviet Union, and afterwards, a marble statue of a woman with her head in her hands as an expression of grief was erected at the site. Number 6. Tuve landslide. In Tuve, Gothenburg, Sweden, on November 30th of 1977, a large landslide occurred, devastating everything in its path. Around 67 houses were destroyed because of the event, leaving around 600 people homeless. Unfortunately, 60 were also injured and 9 died. Only 200 of the 600 were even in the area at the time of the slide, and about 100 of them needed assistance from rescue workers. The landslide remains the most destructive one in Sweden in modern history. Number 5. Valpolla landslide. The Valpolla landslide happened in Valtellina, Lombardy, northern Italian Alps on July 28, 1987, which resulted in what is now referred to as the Valtellina Disaster. The landslide caused destruction of villages, the closure of roads, and a flooding threat, with damages costing 400 million euros. The event affected multiple provinces, including Sondrio, Brescia, Bergamo, Lecce, and Como. Throughout June and July of 1987, Valtellina witnessed higher than normal amounts of rainfall, accompanied by a nearby melting glacier, which resulted in Valpolla Creek's valley flanks being significantly eroded. 22 people were killed in the incident. Number 4. 1964 Alaskan earthquake. The 1964 Alaskan earthquake, or more commonly known as the Good Friday earthquake, occurred on, you guessed it, Good Friday, March 27th. This earthquake is the most powerful one recorded in North American history and the second most powerful earthquake in recorded history. The earthquake resulted in multiple severe landslides that crushed villages and collapsed structures in their path. But this event goes beyond just landslides. The earthquake also caused ground fissures and tsunamis and caused about 131 deaths in total. Number 3. Gros landslide. Our next landslide happened on June 23rd of 1925, occurring in the Gros wilderness of Bridger-Teton National Forest, Wyoming. The landslide was caused by a heavy snowpack melting, several weeks of heavy rain, and as per usual, an earthquake in the area. Around 50 million cubic yards of sedimentary rock slid down Sheep Mountain, crossed the Gros River, and rode 300 feet up the opposite mountainside. The landslide caused a dam across the Gros River, backing up the water and creating what was then called Lower Slide Lake. 2 years later, though, the dam failed, causing a 6-foot flood that wiped out a small town and unfortunately took the lives of 6 people. Number 2. 2014 Malin landslide. On the 30th of July in 2014, a landslide occurred in the village of Malin in India. The landslide was believed to be caused by a burst of heavy rainfall and unfortunately killed at least 151 people. The rain hadn't stopped by the time this landslide occurred, though, making rescue efforts much more difficult. 44 to 46 different houses were believed to be buried by the landslide, and after multiple searches around the area, it's believed the death toll could be much higher, at around 200 or so. Number 1. 2000 Mumbai landslide. The 2000 Mumbai landslide occurred in one of the suburban neighborhoods of Mumbai, India on the 12th of July in the year 2000. The event killed 78 people and injured an even higher number in the process. Most of the victims were residents of the slums in Mumbai, where building and sanitation conditions were extremely poor to begin with. Over 150 firefighters participated in a search with the hopes of finding and rescuing more victims of the event. But after 2 days, no one else could be found. The landslide was caused by land erosion following heavy rains and flooding that coincided with the high tide in the Arabian Sea at the time. This concludes today's videos on the top 10 landslides. Know of any other scary yet beautiful landslides or natural disasters you think we should have covered? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for watching the top 10 coolest stuff.